These audiences sit here from 7 in the morning all the way to 10 at night. But the people on stage are even more extreme. They perform during the day, tear down the stage at night. Then travel overnight to the next location, and the next day they perform again, sometimes working non-stop for 36 hours. And what is even more unbelievable is that there are no tickets. Anyone can watch for free. So how do they survive? What really happens behind the stage? Over the next 2 days, we're going behind the scenes to find out. This is rural China. It is 9 a.m. There is still 1 hour before the performance begins, but the area around the stage is already packed with people. There is no security, there are no tickets, and there is no limit on the crowd. For this performance, some people arrive 4 hours early just to get a good spot.
您多大了，奶奶
81了，
几天来了你
7天。
一天3场都看。
The performance begins. Back in the 1930s, Charlie Chaplin visited China and watched traditional Chinese opera, what you are seeing today in terms of stage design, costumes, and props. Looks almost the same as what he saw nearly 100 years ago. The only major difference is the length of the performance. To match modern pacing and audience attention, Chinese opera today often cuts certain parts of the story and keeps a total running time between 90 and 120 minutes. Backstage, the actors who are about to go on stage are getting ready with their makeup. There is no professional makeup team here. Every performer has to do their own makeup.
每次化妆大概要多久？
就像这种妆，10几分钟吧，差不多。
你演这么多角色，你妆你都知道咋化？
这是必备的技巧。
Traditional Chinese opera is often based on ancient stories, with themes centered on morality, loyalty, and love. The makeup of each performer reveals the character before a single word is spoken, showing whether the role is loyal or deceitful, emotional or cold.
她是一个可痴情的一个女子，就是他俩从小定了娃娃亲，现在人家家穷了，他爹要回婚，知道吧？所以他闺女是14年要嫁给这个穷小子。
Because there are no doors on the toilets, people have to call out first to check if someone is inside before using them. Not far from the stage, in an abandoned courtyard, a man who works as both the cook and the bus driver is preparing lunch for more than 50 members of the troupe.
爷爷你多大了？
我今年56。
今儿个要熬夜呀？
对呀，今个连夜。
你也跟着连夜？
连夜我得拉着演员走啊。
那你这身体能受得了？
没事儿，我下午可以去车上休息会。
There is a toilet and a simple shelter here, and even these basic conditions are considered relatively good.
房子你要去那个山区里面，那刮风刮的都没法弄，弄个布围住。
零下10几度，那风那雪刮的呀，那简直是，那个油彩啊刮到脸上根本就呲不开，手冻得红手都这样。 化妆都是这样的化的，眼都化不成。哎呀，那手指那简直是。
This is the deputy leader of the troupe. Because he has high blood pressure, he is no longer suited for performing on stage, so he is now responsible for logistics and daily support for the group. In China, opera troupes are mainly divided into state-owned groups and private ones. State-owned troupes are funded by the government. Their performers have stable income, and they have better costumes, props, and equipment. This troupe, however, is privately run and must support itself financially. In the past, it mainly relied on audience donations to survive. Now, in an era where almost everyone is creating content online, the troupe has also started live streaming to generate more income. This troupe has built a following of nearly 1 million on the Chinese version of TikTok, while live streaming brings them attention and online traffic. The troop leader has also started to worry about its negative effects.
这个一些网络的负面影响，你看一个演员一身之戏在于脸，一脸之戏在于眼，啊，喜怒哀乐在脸上，在眼上，哭笑，是吧？你要是看着字幕唱，机器人一样，还有什么表情，还有什么艺术可谈？比如说我一唱小苍娃，我的老东风小姐，小苍娃，我的东风小姐呀，这说你唱的好，比海莲这老师都唱的好，可能吗？当然有很多人信以为真呀，都说我唱的好，肯定是我唱的好。自满不学了，这个艺术不进则退啊！你这个10年磨一戏，你比如说10年你把它这个学到身上以后，满足了思想满足了以后，有这些虚荣心了以后，2年丢得干干净净。
好，亲爱的观众朋友们，今天上午节目到此结束。今天下午2点30分。
开饭。
When it comes to live stream content, there is a clear disagreement between the troop leader and his wife. His wife believes that everything should be shown, not only the performances on stage, but also the struggles and daily life behind the scenes. The troop leader, however, insists on focusing only on the performances, believing that the audience should see the show itself and nothing
没有
more.
发过这样的作品吗？就是幕后的故事。
没有，他都不发，他不叫我说，你问俺姑他找，一说他都说我卖惨的，我说我不是卖，我说的非常真实。你看俺全场都知道，但真是就因为这个俩，你看他，我都说的，我说如果咱直播的话，咱就给他讲咱头2年办团的经过，这后边就是一步一个脚印，要不是这个口罩的影响，我们剧团现在，我跟你说，我们这服装全套服装可能要焕然一新了，包括音响设备要换。包括这个箱子，你看我们箱子现在都有了缝，那贴定了再定。我们为了省点资金。
When I ask her about those years during the COVID-19 pandemic, this is what the troop leader, as wife, said.
感觉怎么生活呀？你说怎么生活呀？有的出去打工吧，有的去送外卖，还有俺这个唱主演的跑到浙江的去搁工地上，不反正给他弄啥的，反正回来晒得黢黑。去了，等上3年以后，一说浙江演出了，人哗都又回来了。那个我当时我可高兴，我寻思呀，这几年没演出了，我老天爷，我这人好组织不好组织呀！啊，我很感动。我那时候当时我听见我真是我都想掉泪。我那个时候，他们都真哭了呀，昨晚上
很感动啊，大家都是一块回来干。
总的来说，这帮子兄弟姐妹们都非常好，即便是工资开不下来，他们不要工资，他们都一直都坚持着干。
In this moment, the hardship and struggles of a private opera troupe are fully revealed.
都是为了艺术。
对。不是，主要是这个团太不容易了，他团的从这个不正规一步一步走向正规，这是一个非常艰难的过程。
就是已经比较就人多，人比较聚集嘛，有一个机会说他们进厂里边然后全封闭嘛，那都是1个月白班，1个月夜班，我上夜班上4讲戏。
贴个胶布干啥了嘛，师傅？
那个话筒时间长，这板断了，没法开，就挂不住了。
松了。
啊，对。我平均每一年回家不超过5天吧。
不超过5天。
对，隔一坨加一坨不超过5天。
今天晚上你也要熬夜，跟着一块坐车过去。
对呀，你说我一喝我就睡不着，一喝都没有睡，还在这装舞台嘛。
Wore out equipment, patched up costumes. Even a drum with a hole is taped up and still in use. A mother walks on stage to perform while others backstage help take care of her baby. A sound technician with a physical disability still travels with the troupe from place to place. They came together because of their love for opera, and they treat the troupe as their home. Every effort they make leads to one simple goal: to perform well and to make the troupe better and stronger.
天晚上我们的演出节目全部结束，希望大家能够理解，谢谢你们。
At 10:30 p.m., the performance ends, and everything you see on stage, including the lights, curtains, and equipment, has to be taken down and transported to another city to be set up again. On average, the troupe performs 3 shows a day and relocates to a new place every 3 days.
我记得有一次最多的，我们是1个月在赶场演了是96场戏，1个月，每天3场戏才90场了，我们一天还要唱4场5场了。
Everything used in the performance, including costumes and props, is sorted and packed into different boxes. In total, there are more than 100 boxes of various sizes, and each one can weigh anywhere from dozens to over 100 kilograms, which is roughly between 100 and over 200 pounds. The people loading them are the same actors and musicians who were just performing on stage moments ago.
咱们用手摸一遍，翻一遍，上去卸下来，装上去，再卸下来，卸下来再装上去。按数量的吨位来算的话，20吨。
20吨这些东西。
等于说这些人，一晚上搬了20吨的货。
All the props and equipment eventually fill up an entire truck, and what is left behind is a ground covered in trash, creating a striking and overwhelming scene.
就是每次那个表演完，这都是满地垃圾。对，去哪儿表演会不会情况好点？城里边。还没上车，嘿，差点把我撂这儿了。哎呦，我要坐大巴车。
The next destination is about 100 kilometers away, which is roughly 60 miles, and about an hour later we arrive at the site. Since most performances take place in rural areas, the roads are narrow and it is not easy for large vehicles to pass through. These 3 vehicles are everything they have. One is filled with live stream equipment. One carries the stage costumes and props, and the last one transports all the performers along with their belongings. Every time they arrive at a new destination, it feels like a game of chance. If they are lucky, they can stay in an abandoned house like this. If not, they have no choice but to set up tents and sleep outdoors.
这条件算好算差？差条件是啥样的？
这看说了吗？棺材铺吗？
天！
没有地板砖，有狗窝、狗圈、狗圈是。人家养狗那个圈，那个那。
At each new location, the better living spaces are usually given to the female performers first, while the unloading and heavy lifting are handled by the male performers, so the women can rest. This is an unspoken rule within the troupe. The sound technician, who has a physical disability in his legs, also works as the electrician. He does not stop because of his condition, but continues working on the front line, alongside everyone else. When morning comes and the crowd gathers again, they switch from loaders back to performers, putting on makeup and preparing for the show, followed by performance after performance. For the next 3 months, this cycle continues. They arrive at a place, perform for 3 days, and then move on to the next destination to do it all over again. This is what everyday life really looks like for a private opera troupe in China.